So imagine being able to take that off your client's plate. They don't need to call, they don't need to text, they don't need to worry about the leads. All they need to do is show up to the appointment and basically turn that appointment into a client. Hey there, this is Nick with Consulting Profits, and today we're going to talk about how to create an AI consulting offer and sell it for $10,000. So as I'm talking to a lot of the people in my mastermind and the agencies that I'm consulting with, I've helped them kind of transition their offer and adding AI into it because it's a huge opportunity right now. Like, first of all, it's a massive trend, and a lot of companies and a lot of people who are investing into marketing are wanting AI. It's a huge desire for them because they're hearing about it in the news and all this stuff, right? So it's a big trend that you can capitalize on. And just by doing that, I mean, it's already going to make your offer somewhat differentiated. But the other thing too is it gets your clients fantastic results. So I just want to share this. This is so I own a white labeling agency, and we recently introduced an AI component to our offer. And basically it's an AI booking bot. It's a conversational bot. So you can see here, this client basically wanted to increase their ad spend and implement the AI booking bot, right? And it's really, really massive because they're basically increasing the amount that they're spending on ads because they're generating really good quality leads, plus also getting us to help them with converting those leads into actual estimates. And we did, a beta test of it on one of their other clients, and it basically got to the point where they were almost booking 100% of the leads that were coming in. So imagine being able to take that off your client's plate. They don't need to call, they don't need to text, they don't need to worry about the leads. All they need to do is show up to the appointment and basically turn that appointment into a client. So it's a really sweet part of the offer because it essentially takes all the headaches of basically turning the leads into appointments out of their hands, right? And that's a huge pain point for a lot of clients. Like, one, clients get busy, right? They're doing stuff. Your clients are literally running a business, hiring people, dealing with employees. The last thing they're going to do is call a lead within 5 minutes. Second, there's times where like people are just not working, right? There's in the evenings, maybe on weekends and things like that. AI works 24/7. When a lead comes in, it's hitting that lead up right then and there. Thirdly, follow-ups. I mean, a lot of the time, no one really does a good job of doing follow-ups. So AI just always follows up. It follows up on time because it's an automation, right? It has no feelings. It doesn't get annoyed, none of that. And the other thing too is, like, if you're running an offer even like this where you have appointment setters, the thing with appointment setters is they can be tough to manage. The quality of their work is sometimes not great. They go off script, and sometimes they're just like, they don't book the best quality appointments. So a lot of the time, right, AI is a really, really powerful thing, especially if you own a marketing agency in the local business niche. AI is like the biggest thing that you can basically implement into their business. So I want to make something clear. I'm not talking about creating an AI automation agency where you're going into a business and essentially creating a bunch of AI automations. One, that's way too complex. It's also really tough to sell because all you're doing is automating certain parts of their business. So, I mean, that can be helpful, right? But it doesn't solve the full solution. So the offer I'm going to give you today essentially solves the full solution, which is why people are willing to pay $10,000 upfront for it. So I'm literally talking about getting a $10,000 pay in full because you're implementing a full solution for them, right? So basically, all you need to do is kind of follow these steps in order to add AI into your business. So really, you want to add this as a supplement to your lead generation offer, all right? So you can just do AI as an offer in itself, but this is going to work better if you're already doing lead gen as an offer and adding on and bolting on AI on top of that. And I'll walk you through the exact offer so you know exactly what I mean. You can find really easy to implement AI solutions, right? I mean, GHL even has one that you can easily set up. But there's so many different softwares right now that essentially allow you to white label this into your business for like less than, $100 to $200 a month. So by adding on an extra $100 to $200 a month in software costs, you're literally able to leverage this solution across 10, 20, 30, even 50 clients, however many clients you have, right? The thing is, business owners, they want to spend on AI right now, and it's a huge trend. And this actually provides them a really good solution to a big problem that they have. And it also provides you a solution to a big problem that you have as well, because a huge problem is that if your clients do not call their leads, you're screwed. So basically, you're at the whim of your clients turning these leads into appointments. So the more that you can solve up the upstream for them, the easier it is for them to convert their leads into actual revenue and profit for them, the longer they're going to stay with you. And we've seen, as we've implemented this for clients, they're significantly happier. Their retention gets higher, so renewal rate skyrockets. And basically, you're not at the whim of like having to basically be on this feast and famine where you're trying to find clients and you lose them because you're essentially not able to get them results, even though you're doing what you can, right? And the problem is that even though you're generating leads, well, if they're not calling and turning them into actual revenue, it doesn't matter how good the leads are if they don't get if they're not touch base with in the first place. So then the problem becomes you feeling like you can't deliver on your service, and you're not confident in delivering on your service, then you're not getting into sales calls and you're not charging enough and you're charging a cheap solution. Then you're in this part where you're not able to scale up your agency, and then you're in feast and famine constantly, right? Whereas if you're providing a full solution, you'll actually feel really good about charging $10,000 because they're going to make that so quick. Like the ROI is absolutely insane. So here is the actual AI marketing consulting offer. All right. Very, very simple offer. So there's always generally 3 pillars, and really I really like to kind of frame it in this way where it just makes sense, right? So the first phase is the lead generation. Most of you guys are probably doing this already. Okay. The next part is implementing the AI appointment setter. And the final thing is consulting. And it's very logical. Okay. Your offer needs to make logical sense. So logically, the first step is to generate you leads. So that's what you're going to do. Generate them leads. Second step is turn those leads into actual appointments. So how are you actually going to do that? Using the AI appointment setter. Third is consulting, because after you start to generate those leads into appointments, you're going to run into a set of different problems, whether that's sales problems, scaling problems, operational problems, things like that, where you can start to help and consult with. And this is where a lot of people got caught up. I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to actually handle this piece of the offer. But let's dive into the lead generation part. So lead generation is super straightforward. All you're really doing is helping them out with their offer, giving them ad creatives, and then basically doing their lead management, right? And ideally, you're generating them 50 to 100 opportunities a month. And you can basically get as creative as you want with lead generation. This is just an example. But I have people who hire videographers, right? I have, in their offer. And so many different other things, using AI to basically create videos for them, things like that. So you can get really creative with each pillar, and basically think about how you can differentiate your offer and even just the lead generation side better than other agency owners. So that's probably the least important part of the offer, because most agencies can generate leads, but most agencies can't get a solution where the lead actually turns into profit. So that's where an AI appointment setter comes in. So basically, you create an AI conversational booking bot. The bot responds to leads within 5 seconds. They are working 24/7, right? They don't complain. You don't have to manage them or anything. And the best part is once you set this up once, like you can leverage this across all your clients with the click of a button. It's super easy. It just literally takes like putting in an hour to 2 hours to set this up in the first place. And then what you do is essentially they basically schedule the lead directly into your client's calendar. So all you're doing is getting your client's actual appointments set. And when the appointments are set into their calendar, all they have to do is show up to the appointment and close it. And most business owners are very confident in their closing. If they're not confident in their closing, they typically have, a sales rep or someone like that who can actually close. This is where most people get hung up. All they really care about is getting into as many appointments as possible. So basically, what we've seen is like the lowest on the lower side, an 80% booking rate. If anything, it's more like a 90 to 100% booking rate of the leads coming in because of how quick the speed to lead is. So imagine you could go up to a business owner and say, not only am I going to run all your ads, I'm going to set you up with, a winning offer that we've tested across multiple different businesses. So you know exactly what ad is going to work. We're going to get that right the first time. We're going to constantly refresh your ads and your creatives. We'll manage all the tech side of it and set up your ads and manage all the lead gen. And we'll generate you 50 to 100 leads a month off your ad spend. Now, what we'll also do is we're going to get an AI appointment setter in. They're going to book all those leads into appointments. From what we've seen, it's an 80 to 100% booking rate. So typically, most people struggle to even get 20 to 30% of leads booked into an appointment. So if we can double or triple your throughput, you're already going to see a massive ROI, right? So it makes it an absolute no-brainer because in their head, they're thinking, well, if I can get on the lower end of 50 leads and let's say 40 of them book into an appointment, if we're working with someone like a roofer, if they don't close 10 to 20 of those, that's absolutely insane. But if we're thinking about a 10K investment for this, well, they literally need to close 1, maybe 2 customers in order to ROI. So they're thinking if I can get 40 appointments, well, obviously I'm going to get 1 to 2 closes at a minimum. So it makes it an absolute no-brainer. So when you're hearing like financial objections and things like that, it's not because they're broke, it's because they don't believe in your service. If they believe in your service, they're going to put down pay in fulls. Like we're literally seeing people put down $8,000 to $10,000, even $12,000, and even upwards of $20,000 pay in fulls. And we're talking like local businesses that are notoriously broke, right? And they're putting in $10,000 to $20,000 pay in fulls for this system. So the cherry on top is the consulting piece. Okay, a lot of agencies do not offer this, even though they already do a version of this. So a lot of agencies are actually consultants. And the reason why I call it consulting profits is because you need to change your agency and position it as consulting. Because a lot of the time you are actually consulting by solving additional problems. So all consulting means is you're solving you're consulting them one-to-one. And in those one-to-one calls, you're essentially figuring out what the bottlenecks are. And then you create custom solutions to each of these problems. And the thing with having, if you're working only in one specific industry or one specific niche, when you solve a problem and you create a custom solution for that, you essentially are able to leverage it to all your existing clients. So let's say you have 10 roofing clients. Well, if you create one hiring funnel, you can leverage that same exact hiring funnel across all your clients, right? So that is the power of like staying in one industry, but also the power of leverage consulting, because it's about creating solutions one time and leveraging it across your clients. And as you're creating custom solutions, it becomes harder and harder to replicate your offer. Most of the time, agencies are getting ripped off because they're using the same offer, right? It's like, get 100 leads or you don't pay. That's an easy offer to replicate, but it's very hard to replicate this particular offer without actually putting some time and effort into it. And not to mention, when you add consulting into it, it's near impossible to replicate because you're constantly iterating your offer by creating custom solutions. This is why this piece is very important and it's a very important piece in in your client retention as well, because every time you solve a problem, there's going to be another problem that arises. And if you can constantly keep creating solutions, your offer is just going to become so unique that no one can compete, right? So here are some examples of different things that you can add in as custom solutions. And these are like honestly pretty surface level. You can get really deep into their business. And even if you don't know anything about the industry, the fundamentals of business are all the same. So if you spend 10 hours figuring out one solution and solving one problem by working right directly in your client's business, you have that solution forever that you can leverage across all your clients, right? But that's where the customization really comes in, because not many agencies are willing to go deep into their clients' businesses for 10 hours a week and create like these solutions. So that could be sales reviews, sales rep placements, hiring funnels, right? Imagine being able to help your clients hire a whole team through a hiring funnel, right? Database reactivations, all these little things add up into these custom solutions, right? Maybe customized CRMs, customized tracking, customized financials, right? Things like that, where you can really start to leverage these solutions across all your clients. So when you have a system where basically you solve every part of the problem, from lead gen to turning those leads into appointments, to solving every operational bottleneck, essentially they can't fail. Even if you just did this, they pretty much can't fail. This is just for retention, right? If you want to keep clients for years, this is the way to do it, is to have the consulting piece. So basically, this is the exact offer that people in my community are selling for $10K to local business niches that are typically considered broke, or where you're getting a lot of financial objections. And I promise you, it's because your offer is just not positioned the right way, and it's not positioned in a way where it's a full solution. If they know they can get an ROI, like they logically can get an ROI, you're not just tossing in like a random or you don't pay offer, then they will find ways to invest. Okay. And a lot of the time, I promise you, they're just telling you that they don't have the finances, even though they do, just to get off the call, because you sound like every other commoditized agency out there offering the same exact thing. So you need to position your offer differently, add consulting to it, where there's that customization piece, and show them that you're a full solution. If you do that, you're not going to have any issues selling for $10,000 implementations. So hopefully that was beneficial. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.